So I do a technique or a style called Lomilomi massage. That's actually redundant. Lomilomi means massage. It means to knead, it means to rub, to break down, but basically it means to massage. And nowadays there are many people who claim to do Lomilomi that have received a certificate after having gone to a class for 2 or 3 weeks. Lomilomi is much more than just a certificate. It's much more than just massage. I was raised learning Lomilomi from the age of 7 by my grandmother, Kauhi, who was taught Lomilomi by her sister, her older sister, Mary, and it was eventually handed to me. Lomilomi is very special in that it's more than just rubbing with the arms, using the forearms or long, broad strokes. Lomilomi is a technique that cannot be explained because it is working with the person and working with, starting from their spiritual self. I think that is the most important part of Lomilomi and the style that we teach, is that people have to learn that you heal the spirit before you heal the physical body. If there are things that are bothering the spirit, whether it be contention, whether it be anger, whether it be frustration, resentment, hate, all of these feelings are negative. And when that happens within someone internally, that keeps them down, and that will not help anything that is bothering them physically to heal. And so we as Lomilomi therapists try to heal people spiritually first, to have them release and let go of all those things before we work on them physically. After working on them physically, we see that the change in their physical body actually becomes much better. You can see a lot of things being released, the anger, the resentment. And when they release that, that is when you have a total healing. It's from the spiritual self to the physical self. I was fortunate to learn from my grandmother, who, before she passed away, let me know that it was what she wanted me to do and handed me that responsibility and gave me her permission to actually practice Lomilomi, of which I put off for a little while, but eventually returned to doing Lomilomi and doing body work. And in 2007, actually had the opportunity to speak at the Hawaiian Lomilomi Association annual meeting. Is where I've met many of the different Kumu or teachers, many of the masters of the art, not just from Hawaii, but from New Zealand, from the Cook Islands. And in 2007 was actually validated by each of these teachers and masters of the art and considered a Kumu. And so for me, that was the biggest compliment of all, was to receive this validation from my peers and receiving me as a Kumu or a teacher to carry on this tradition and pass on. And so for me, I take it very, very seriously. I take it very, very personal. That it's just not a massage, but it is more of a lifestyle that is used day in and every single day that you're practicing it. The basic premise of Lomilomi, again, is to heal spiritually. It is more than just rubbing someone with oil. It is more than just using the forearms, but it is a sense of pride that you bring from your family, because it is your family that you represent. It is that lineage that you're bringing. And so when you're working on people or when you're actually teaching people, it is very difficult to pass on a tradition in just a few weeks. I have students that have been with me for years, and after working with me for years is when I'm comfortable enough to say that you can carry on this tradition and you have my permission and my blessing. And this is how it's passed on for many, many people, in that your Kumu will find out and you will show them by your desire, by your sacrifice, by the way that you work, and in your heart, if you're ready to receive this permission. We call it an uniki, or a ceremony of passing on that torch to the next person and giving them that permission. There are many people out there that do Lomilomi or have a certificate that have learned in a 1-month course, and they've only reached or touched or scratched the surface of that. And so when we as Kumus or teachers of Lomilomi find people who are ready and who are willing to learn, they study with us for a number of years before they know that it's a lifestyle, that they've taken it on as a responsibility, because they carry on your name and they carry on your tradition, and that is the family that they're representing. So it's of utmost importance that they carry on this tradition in the right way before we allow them or give them permission to practice. And so it is not just something that we pass on very lightly or take very lightly, but it is something that we hold dear to our hearts, because they are representing our family line and our family lineage, and that is what makes importance of Lomilomi is that it's a family tradition passed down, given to you by permission, in order to practice and carry on that tradition.
Thank you for watching the Skin Institute Internationale channel. Please check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. The links below.